Planar is here at Digital Signage Expo 2013, who's celebrating 10 years this year, and we feel like we're celebrating as well. We've been in the business for 30 years selling flat panel displays and display solutions, and over the years have been involved in so many digital signage projects and installations, and now it's become a major strategic focus of the company. So much that it's driving a majority of the innovation in the company and a lot of investment going into the space, and so we're here to show off some of that innovation, some of that investment, some of the exciting projects and new resources that are available to the industry, and we really hope that people that are visiting our booth here at the show are seeing a glimpse of the kind of capability that Planar can bring and the excitement in the industry in general and the growth that's happening overall. In 2013 and beyond, I see a lot of trends in the industry that are going to have a major impact. One is the availability of higher and higher resolution content and the displays to demonstrate that content in native resolution. So for instance, here at the show today at DSE, we announced a new product line called the Planar Ultra Res product, and that Ultra Res product has 4 times the resolution of HD. And not to be too technical about it, it is a stunning display where every detail in the content is brought out. And in fact, in our booth here at the show, some of the content is a subway map of New York City, and you can get right up to it and read every street name on a digital display, and then it'll move to fashion photography and other video segments as well. So it just shows what's possible now with digital display technology that was impossible a few years ago, and at price points that are more affordable and content more accessible than ever before. So I think this is going to be a big turning point this year in 2013, is 4K or ultra high definition content coming to digital signage. So we're excited about that. The other thing that we're excited about as well is the use of video in non-traditional applications in signage. So beyond wayfinding or beyond informational signage, but even implementations that are more architectural in nature, where video is a material that an architect or designer would specify into the space to completely transform the space using digital technology in new ways. And so we've demonstrated that here at the show with a product we call the Planar Mosaic, which allows you to combine tile shapes and sizes to create video walls that are, again, just out of people's imagination of what is possible today that's never been possible before. So we're seeing a lot of momentum grow for collaged and mosaic style arrays, and we see that being a trend that'll continue this year and into the future. It's called 4K is how the resolution is referred to, but it's stunning. It's like mesmerizing. Yeah, you need to go check that out. Well, there is no denying the growth in mobile and social, and the importance of that, not only on individuals' lives as they're using this mobile technology to enhance their lifestyle, but the impact on the advertising and the marketing and the branding and the brand loyalty that our clients and the whole ecosystem is reacting to. But what we find is that there's a really interesting and very powerful partnership that develops between these social and mobile campaigns and the in-store, in-place, digital out-of-home efforts going on. Because despite the fact that we are mobile and we want to take our information with us and we want to be constantly connected to the world around us, we are in physical places. And those physical places, we're frankly demanding more of those physical places, because I can find my way around the physical place on my phone now. I can load the Digital Signage Expo app and look up the exhibitor directory myself, but yet I'm in this physical place and I want to have an experience in the physical place. So what we're finding is that what people are asking for in digital signage is extending to interactivity. It's extending to campaigns that are promoted on the digital signs, but passerbys are being invited to participate in a social or mobile campaign. And it could be as simple as scanning a QR code or entering a text or liking something on Facebook to participate. But these campaigns working together, where the physical signage is enhancing a social mobile campaign and vice versa. And then again, as I mentioned earlier, connecting that even further to, you've created this brand via mobile device, you've gotten people into a physical environment to experience your brand, and you're doing that with creating a whole environment. And video is part of telling that story. Video is part of the experience that they have, in the store, in the shopping mall, in the hotel, in the bar or restaurant, wherever it is that the signage deployments are happening. Video is an important material that can be used to help tell that story and build that brand. And we're finding it a powerful combination when used in concert, and having a consistent strategy across the digital signage strategy for the physical place and the social, mobile, and print and other kinds of advertising campaigns that the brands might explore out of the store. Is digital signage considered a viable advertising medium to an ad agency who is, contemplating a budget, trying to get the highest return for their clients as possible? On one hand, you see it everywhere. The growth in digital advertising network operators has been dramatic. So on one hand, the evidence would point to, yes, there are very successful advertising networks that are growing, and agencies and the brands that they work with are seeing that as a viable way to get their message out there. But on the other hand, I just read Advertising Age's top agencies of the year, and they categorized them by category of expertise, who had experience in print and who had experience in television and who had experience in mobile. So digital signage wasn't even an option as an area of expertise. And it makes me think that perhaps the industry needs to do a better job of explaining that being successful in digital signage, campaign management, and content development is a unique skill. And having experience creating websites, well, it might give you some of the technical skills, but it might not get you all the way there. Or having experience creating Super Bowl ads might make you super creative and you have some of the skill sets for creating video, but maybe not as much as you need to deploy it in a digital signage network. So it feels to me like digital signage is still at a hybrid point where it's seen as a little bit web and a little bit networky and technical and a little bit creative in video and advertising, and it's still seen as sort of the space in between that. And I do think there's an opportunity for the industry to develop that as a more distinct thing, a more distinct voice, and so that when Advertising Age runs their review next year, they're outlining specifically which of these top agencies have experience in digital signage content deployment and campaign development. And I think it would change some of the picture if it was given that level of visibility. It's a great one, actually, because it talks through what they've done, like some of these agencies and what they've done with their clients has been incredibly impressive. And a lot of the campaigns, you'll be like, oh, I totally saw that ad, or I saw that campaign. But then when you realize, like, a digital signage wasn't even one of these, these little icons at the bottom of their little infographic to show what they're good at. I'm like, well, how would a brand who had an interest in doing digital signage even find their way in any medium? The world is noisy. There are more print ads than anybody could possibly read. There are more digital signs than anybody could possibly react to. So I think it's all in digital signage, like it is in any kind of visual stimulus, it's relevance. And if you're doing a service, if you're giving a gift to the viewer of the digital signage, it's going to be reciprocated by responses and dwell time, or however these things are measured by individual companies that are deploying these. It's like any sort of permission-based marketing. It's not meant to just interrupt you and attract you. It's meant to engage you and connect you. And so the companies that are being successful with digital signage are treating it like they are any of their other campaigns and trying to make it relevant to their audience, provide some value for the value that they're getting from their customers, and they're doing it in a really compelling way, a fresh way. And I feel like the biggest compliment that visitors to our booth today at Digital Signage Expo or out on our installations that are out in venues in Las Vegas or other places in the world, the biggest compliment people can pay us is when they whip out their cell phone and they say, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen, and out comes their own video capture and sharing. Because it means that we've spoken to them in a really relevant way, and so it's always exciting for me to see people whipping out their phones, like they're taking a picture of a celebrity or a spectacle, and they're looking at a digital signage installation. And again, that's the kind of thing that is setting this market apart too, is that digital signage, again, by the word signage, implies a sign. That it's a static kind of thing, or it's meant to interrupt or inform you in some way. Well, these are becoming digital signage experiences, and interactivity is a big part of that. However it's deployed, whether in content or literally interacting with the display, all those things are part of creating that experience, which is really transforming the industry. There is a lot of innovation coming from Planar in 2013. Here at the show at DSE, we've announced our Planar UltraRes product that is the first 3 products in a family dedicated to this ultra high definition or 4K content for digital signage, which we're really excited about the use case of that and how people are going to be deploying that high resolution content for even more engagement. Collage style displays with Planar Mosaic continues to be an area that we're innovating on. We also, in our booth here at the show, are showing several implementations of transparent LCD, including an integration as an overlay to a cooler, like a cold beverage cooler, which is a very interesting way to deploy that technology and really put point of purchase messaging and cross-sell messaging right at the point of customer decision, which we're excited about. So there's a lot of innovation happening in the flat panel space, from transparent to how they're arranged, to how images are being driven across larger and larger video walls. The addition of interactivity is a huge piece. In fact, in the Planar lineup, it's almost easier to describe which products don't come with touch options anymore than to describe the products that do, because it's virtually an option on every product category that we have because of the growth of this digital experience that's happening. Digital Signage Expo is where the team at Planar comes to connect to the industry.